Hey guys, Josh Conan, strength and conditioning coach here at Competitive Edge Skating and Strength Training. In this week's video, we're going to talk about the SAID principle and how we use this to help our athletes perform optimally at their sport and be resilient to a lot of overuse injuries that are really preventable for their sport. So what's bringing this on is we're hearing of teams that have 6 major joint injuries or 8 concussions on their team, or they're not able to play the whole game just because of the work capacity. And these are all preventable things from their training. So either they're not training right or they're lacking the training itself. So we're going to kind of go over this. So if you're a player, a coach, or a parent, to kind of think about what your athlete or what you're doing on your own to help you get better at your sport. So what the SAID principle is it's specific adaptations to imposed demands. So every sport is going to have its own imposed demand on the athlete. And our job as coaches, or if you're training on your own, is to make sure you limit those demands and that you're prepared and resilient for them. So examples are hockey players. They're always typically going to have shoulders forward, an excessive extension in their lumbar spine or in their lower back, which is part of the reason which leads to all these low back injuries and shoulder separations. So what we do to limit this is we don't have our athletes bench press at all, because in that position they're going to have their shoulders forward to press, and they're excessively extending their lower back to drive more weight up. So what we do instead is we'll do tons of overhead squats, drop squats, snatches, getting that shoulder in a full extension and external rotation to help create more stability in the shoulder and using the shoulder how it's supposed to be used. So when it does get into a position that's not ideal in a hockey game, it's more prepared for that, and it's not constantly in that position where eventually it's just going to break. Another example is with some volleyball players that we see. A big thing with them is ankle and knee injuries, and that's just due to a lack of landing mechanics. So people are doing box jumps as high as they can and landing full squat and standing back up because they see it on YouTube or Instagram and it looks really cool, when in reality they need to learn to absorb load landing nice and soft on their toes so they can learn to reduce that eccentric load that's placed on them, so they're not going to get an ACL tear or a strain in their calf or anything like that. So if you're training on your own, or if you're a coach or a parent, make sure that if you guys are training elsewhere, that the sport that you are currently training for is being trained for in the gym. So you can't just do a certain exercise or work certain muscles. You need to train motion and movement instead of muscle, because that's just going to lead to an overuse injury, and you're not preparing yourself for the demand of your sport. So hopefully this is kind of giving you guys a look into how we train and program for our athletes to get them ready for their specific sport, and how we can constantly keep our athletes resilient to injury and performing at the best all year long, not just at the beginning where most people perform at their best. Make sure you guys go to our website at ceskating.com. Sign up for our Sunday email. This is where we get words of wisdom for your week, as well as our training and class schedule for the entire week. Also, make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have a great rest of your day.